ये बात हवाओं को बताए रखना, रोशनी होगी चिरागों को जलाए रखना, जान देकर जिसकी हिफाजत की वीरों ने, उस तिरंगों को दोस्तों अपने दिल में बसाए रखना।
भारत माता की
जय हिंद।
भारत माता की
जय हिंद।
Now, I would like to take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge and extend a very warm welcome to all our special guests that are here today, and most of them are in the front seat. So when I call your name, can you please either put your hand up or stand so everyone can see who you are? Now, I have Federal Members of Parliament, Dr. Andrew Charlton, MP, Federal Member for Parramatta. Mr. Jerome Luxhall, MP, Federal Member for Bennelong. State Members of the Legislative Council, the Honourable Shaket Mosselman, MLC, and the Honourable Peter Primrose, MLC. State Members of Parliament, Miss Julia Finn, MP, Member for Granville, Shadow Minister for Sport and Shadow Minister for Youth. Many people know Julia Finn. And Miss Linda Volts, MP, State Member for Auburn. We have City of Parramatta representatives Mr. Justin Mulder and Carly Rogowski, Executive Director, and City of Parramatta councillors, my apologies, State Member for Parliament, how could I forget, Mr. Jeff Lee. Everybody knows Jeff. Thank you, Lord Mayor, for picking that up for me. And we have a very huge representation of City of Parramatta councillors, our Deputy Lord Mayor, Councillor Simi Panday, Councillor Henry Green, Councillor Phil Bradley, Councillor Patricia Prosif, Councillor John Owain, and Councillor Dan Seviero. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, now it is my pleasure to start the official proceedings by introducing our host today, the Right Worshipful, the Lord Mayor of Parramatta, Councillor Donna Davis.
You've cut my speech short by an entire page now, now that everybody has done their welcomes. But I would first of all like to acknowledge the Barramatical people of the Darug Nation as the traditional owners of land and pay my respects to their ancient culture, their elders past and present. And I'm proud that the City of Parramatta Council and those councillors currently on our City of Parramatta Council recently resolved to support the principles of the Uluru Statement from the Heart for the constitutional recognition of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. I would like to make a special acknowledgement of the Consul General of India in Sydney, Manish Gupta, who is also representing His Excellency Mr. Manpreet Vora, the High Commissioner of India to Australia, and he is here in attendance today together with his wife, Mrs. Namisha Gupta. Thank you very much for attending. To acknowledge the Deputy Lord Mayor of the City of Parramatta. You have already had him introduced to you, but if it wasn't for the efforts of Councillor Samir Pandey, this event would not be on today. So thank you very much, Deputy, for all that you have done. It is a delight to be with you today for the Indian flag raising hosted by our city. City of Parramatta is home to one of the largest populations of people of Indian descent in New South Wales, making the 75th anniversary of Indian independence an important day for our community. And I welcome you all here today, and all of you out there on your balconies as well, welcome. You've got the prime viewing point. That's a tip for next year, guys. The Indian culture is a deeply established part of our city's heritage, making a significant contribution to our social, cultural and economic vibrancy. Close to 30,000 or 11% of our residents were born in India. India-Australia ties commenced with our First Nations Australians, predating Indian independence by a century. India and Australia have a natural partnership based on many shared values, and that is the same for the bond between India and the city of Parramatta. As the second largest economy in New South Wales, our city looks forward to expanding our relationship with India through trade, education, tourism, the arts, and of course cricket. We know we have a deep and shared love of sport, art and culture, education and a strong economic and trading partnership that is flourishing. This is why I'm proud to be here today to be a part of this cultural celebration and host the Indian flag raising ceremony alongside the Consul General. As one of our fastest growing communities, the City of Parramatta enjoys a vibrant partnership with the Indian business sector, education and training institutions, not-for-profits, sporting groups and many more. And as our city grows and attracts more skilled migrants, students and families, we will increasingly become a destination for tourism and visitors. Our relationship with India will be integral to our success. One of the many ways the City of Parramatta supports all our communities is through the provision of programs and services and grant funding. A good example of working together was during the harsh restrictions of lockdown, when the City of Parramatta worked with many of our Indian community members to show our support for all of those who were in need at those times.
Matram! 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 Jai! Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai!
Okay, thank you, Lord Mayor. Thank you, everyone. I was just waiting just in case. Now it is my absolute pleasure to introduce the Consul General of Sydney to please come forward to the lectern. Thank you.
Matram! Matram!
Good afternoon, everyone. So what an honor and privilege for me to be standing before you all. And I think when I say on behalf of the Indian Australian community over here and the Government of India. It's an absolute honor and privilege for all of us. Thank you very much, Lord Mayor, for organizing this event. Jubilee Park has a very special place in the hearts of Indians. We have the statue of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. For us, he showed us the path to independence. His leadership put India firmly on the path to growth and social resilience. Our freedom fighters, our founding fathers had a great vision. What we are today here after 7.5 decades of independence, we owe it to them. The democratic resilience that we have, the socio-economic progress that India has achieved, I think it goes to the vision of our founding fathers. During the last 7-8 years, if you have followed the Indian thing, most of my Indian friends, brothers and sisters are here. We know how much India has progressed. By the end of this decade, India will be the third largest economy in the world. Within Australia, we are really fortunate in such a multicultural society, as you were saying, Lord Mayor. This is one of the most multicultural neighborhoods in the, not only here, in the entire New South Wales. That speaks volumes about your own achievements and how much have you bring to contribute to the progress and prosperity of Australia. When we see so, you are also the living bridges who connect India and Australia together. It's about people to people ties. Government to government, we have excellent relationship. But what this relationship will be built on is on the people to people connect. And that's where I feel you have an even increasing larger role to play. और आज जब हम स्वतंत्रता की 75वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहे हैं, तो आप सबके दिलों का जो उत्साह है, जो उमंग है, उसको देखकर हमें भी बहुत खुशी हो रही है। जो आप सब लोगों के अचीवमेंट्स हैं, दे मेक अस प्राउड, वी फील प्राउड ऑफ योर अचीवमेंट्स। और अगर आप देखें आज़ादी के बाद से, 1947 के बाद से, स्पेशली विगत 25 वर्ष में जो इंडियन डायस्पोरा का दुनिया के कोने कोने में आप लोग पहुँचे हैं और जो सक्सेस के मुकाम आप लोगों ने हासिल करे हैं, उस पर हम भारतीयों को, हर एक को गर्व है। आज जब हम सब यहाँ पर बैठे हुए हैं, आई कैन जस्ट लुक एट द spectrum of political leaders we have, and it speaks volumes about the partisan support for this relationship. I'm at a city council, but Mr. Andrew Charlton, Mr. Zarom Laxell from the federal parliament are there. Dear friend Dr. Jeffley is here. He knows no introduction from our colleagues in Parramatta. Honorable MPs of New South Wales Parliament, Julia Finch, again she doesn't need any introduction, I think, for most of the members of the Indian Australian community, and Linda Woltz and Mr. Shaukat Muslimi, and just pardon me if I forget some of them. But that speaks, the amount of relationships that you people have also forged. अब जब मैं अपनी बात ख़त्म करना चाहता हूँ तो कुछ हिंदी में आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ। ये बात हवाओं को बताए रखना, रोशनी होगी चिरागों को जलाए रखना, जान देकर जिसकी हिफाजत की वीरों ने, उस तिरंगों को दोस्तों अपने दिल में बसाए रखना।
भारत माता की
जय हिंद।
जय हिंद। Thank you. Be proud of you. Thank you. Be proud of you. Matram. Matram! 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 Matram!
Please ask you once again to put your hands together for our special guest, the Consul General of India in Sydney, Mr. Manush Gupta. And I'd also ask that everyone please put a round of applause. We've also got a huge representation from our New South Wales Police Force here. Thank you for being here, and we appreciate you all being here today. Now, at this time, we have got to the very special part of the ceremony. I would like to ask the Lord Mayor and Consul General to approach the flags in readiness for the official flag raising. Now, I may ask that the audience please stand for the Australian and the Indian national anthems, but I ask that you please be mindful of all the guests. It's very cramped here. Please be mindful of the people around you. We will start by raising the Australian flag, and then the India proceed with the Indian national flag, and we ask that you please join us in singing both national anthems. Thank you.
Guys, now I do need this as there is no option. Sorry guys, I do need this for the exit.
Thank you, everyone. Now please be seated. Now, I would like to ask our Lord Mayor to please present a gift of our appreciation for our special guest, the Consul General, for being present here today as a gift from the City of Parramatta. Now, the flags that we have just raised here today are very symbolic. They represent the strong ties the Parramatta City shares with its Indian residents and the strong culture that's embedded into our community. They represent the strength, the long-standing relationship of Australia and India, and the ongoing connection between the City of Parramatta and our Australian Indian community. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Deputy Lord Mayor, Councillor Samir Pandey, to deliver the vote of thanks today. Please put your hands together for our Deputy Lord Mayor.
Hello everyone, it's so good to see you all. I'm just looking at the crowd and so pleased that you are here to celebrate the 75th anniversary of Indian independence. It's my absolute pleasure and delight to be here today among all of you to celebrate this very important milestone in Indian history. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land and pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging. Can I also acknowledge all the dignitaries who have joined this very special event at Parramatta. For those who don't live in Parramatta, welcome to Parramatta, the heart and soul of multicultural Sydney. Before I thank some of the individuals involved in this, I would like to pay my tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice for all of us here today, that we enjoy and we live the quality of life that we have today. India has come a long way since independence, from being recipient of aid to a powerful donor. While India gained political independence 75 years ago, its economic independence and growth has come in the last 20 years. India has become the fastest growing economy, registering 8.7% growth in 21-22. India has become a vibrant, powerful and developing nation, a nation that has lifted a young nation with 65% of its population under 35 years of age, and a peace-loving nation with strong space and military capabilities. The success of India lies in its diversity, in its technology, in its education and industries, in its villages, in its youths, and within its patriots and well-wishers like you all. With Indian diaspora being one of the fastest growing migrant community, it is no coincidence that India is among the top 10 two-way trading partners of Australia. I'm also very encouraged about the recent signing of the recent trade agreement, the Australia-India Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement. I would like to echo the words of Prime Minister Modi ji. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas or Sabka Prayas. Meaning with the support of everyone, development of everyone, with the trust of everyone and with everyone's effort. I think this slogan is fundamental to any democracy and the progress of India as well as Australia, and for that matter any country. With that note, I would like to thank Mugari Dance for your kind welcome. Thank you very much for welcoming us and for your performances. I would like to thank Lord Mayor Councillor Donna Davis for her support for this event and for supporting the multicultural community that we have in the city of Parramatta. I would like to thank Consul General Manish Gupta ji and his team for the continued support for the Indian community and in Sydney and across Australia. Thank you, Manish ji. Can I also thank all the state and federal members for your presence in this event. We are very grateful for your presence here today, and please give them a big round of applause for taking the time to be here. Thank you. Can I also thank Inspector James Walter and the team from Local Area Command for your presence. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate that. Thank you. I thank the City of Parramatta's hard-working events team under Jeff Steins for their tireless work, and our wonderful MC for today, Mali Brunet. Thank you, Jeff and Mali, for your tireless work that you do. All the events that you see in City of Parramatta is Jeff and Mali. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to councillors who are present here today, and in particular my ward colleagues, Councillor Phil Bradley and Councillor Henry Green, for supporting this event and funding this event. Thank you. Can I also thank Investment New South Wales for their contribution towards the lights that we have at Harris Park and River Foreshore. These lights, as Lord Mayor mentioned, will be there until Diwali, so please visit Harris Park or River Foreshore in the next few weeks whenever you can and enjoy the lights. Thank you to Investment New South Wales for their contribution on that. Most importantly, it gives me immense joy to thank all of you for your presence and accepting this invitation to join this very important event for the Indian diaspora. There are a number of organizations here, and I would probably not name them because if I do, it will take the next 20-30 minutes. But I sincerely and genuinely appreciate your involvement and your presence here today. Thank you very much for coming. Can I also take this opportunity to thank men and women who continue to serve in our armed forces in India and here in Australia and across the world. Thank you for everything that you do to keep ourselves safe and to give the life that we have, the quality of life that we have in an independent country. Enjoy the rest of your celebration. It's a pleasure and delight to be here among all of you to celebrate these wonderful occasions. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Now, thank you to our Deputy Lord Mayor, and we really appreciate your involvement in this flag raising ceremony to ensure that it proceeds and to ensure that it's authentic in its nature. Thank you also to our ward councillors together with the Lord Mayor. Now we have got to a very special performance. This is going to get your bodies moving, your hearts pumping, and I ask that you please, it's very, very important, there's a space at the front, but it's important that no one does stand into the dance floor and stays behind the red bollards, please. I ask that you please put your hands together for Sirens Dance. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed that performance. Now it's time to get some of you up and dancing. I wonder who we're gonna get.
Side there, want to join in the dance, can join us as well. Okay? Just watch out for this cord, okay? Elephant swing. Shake your head. Hey, touch that. Elephant swing. Okay. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show.